let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, Dave, Frank from Cleveland. Couple things. Man, I'm sick and tired of hearing this. The fans getting Berry on the hot seat. After that draft class they just pulled off, when's the last time we had a first-round pick? I'm not sure, but I'm tired of hearing it, you know? I don't know what these people are thinking. They're fair weather fans or what? And number two, if they do, who the hell are you going to get to replace them? Come on now. John Dorsey coming back? Come on. Let me hear your thoughts, brother. I love you. You and the family be safe, and I'll be talking to you.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Jake, I know you've addressed Andrew Berry's reputation on BrownsFilmBreakdown.com. I think the context with his draft, Jedrick Wills was a miss. I won't argue that. He hasn't had a lot of first-round picks. He hasn't had a lot of high picks. It looks like this class is pretty good.
Yeah, it is. Right? I mean, you boil this down to how much tolerance you have for the understanding of the Deshaun Watson trade. That's the entire existence of Andrew Berry, right? It's a little tough with what happened with Deshaun, and then obviously how Baker has grown into a respectable quarterback in Tampa. I understand that there's a lot of emotion for folks that comes with that. I think their thing at the time was Baker was struggling to figure it out in the league, which manifested in Carolina and LA. And then they wanted to take a chance to go get a quarterback that at the time was perceived by the entire league to be at the similar level of Joe Burrow and Mahomes and Lamar and Josh Allen. You wanted one of those guys that was rare for them to hit the market. It didn't work. And you can look at it and find the fault in why it didn't work for a lot of reasons. But ultimately, the player himself was damaged goods for again, multiple reasons. So if you hold it to the point that you can't ever get past the decision to chase an elite, perceptually elite quarterback, you probably have an issue, right? If you can get past that and see the totality of all of it, yeah, there have been misses, but every GM has misses. But some of his things have hit really well. I mean, look at the core of the roster and a roster that's good enough to win a lot of ball games, and you can see how it's driven by not only draft work with picks that are not at the top of the draft, but also UDFAs who have played a really big role here, those undrafted free agents, the mid-round picks that have played a big role here, and then some of the fringe free agent signings, right? You have some John Johnsons of the world, you have some of those Juan Thornhills, but they're not hurting them in the way that they haven't been able to find replacements. What this comes down to, and you guys know this as well as I do, is can you draft a quarterback? Can you find the right quarterback? And we're waiting on that. And I think, there's reason to let these guys try to do that one more time. I certainly, again, understand some people's impatience with it. But if you get out of your Browns bubble, which is hard because that takes some time, commitment to go look at the rest of the league, and you'll see that the Browns are doing fairly well, not perfect by any stretch, but fairly well. And yeah, when they got back in the first round, they've done a nice job here in terms of what they were able to get for that pick, adding Mason, adding Quinshon, guys who are clearly going to be contributors across their rookie deals. Hopefully, it's only 3 games in, so early, but guys that you hope can be pillars of the organization. It's moving in a good direction there. And I think where I sit with it is understanding the ramifications of the Watson move and letting them have a chance to reset it once is a fair way to evaluate. Because, again, it's not like they were chasing something that was, positional value foolish or, any other level of examination you want to get into. And they were going after trying to find a quarterback that could go toe-to-toe with the best in the business that are still dominating every big outcome. They're dominating every AFC winner. There are not teams winning the AFC that don't have a guy like this, right? So that's what they were chasing. It didn't work. How well do you pivot off of that scenario that didn't work? And I do think there should be some reasons to feel optimistic about how they pivoted off of that. And hopefully they can parlay that decision and the decisions off of it, the first round edition, into a quarterback. So I think Andrew has not been perfect, right? There are some things that we would like to maybe see him change, some areas of weakness that they need to rectify. But again, like you find this in almost every GM. And I think he does pretty well on the fringe stuff that it gives you a chance to overcome some of those misses that are organically going to happen.